What you guys are about to see today is insane. Not only is this a great Superman game, but it has the best flight system I've ever seen on Roblox, along with a bunch of different powers. So of course, make sure to subscribe and check out all the amazing channel members. And now let's get into this. Alright guys, so first off, I just want to show you what's really unique about this flight system. So you can actually jump up from the ground, and we've seen this in a lot of Superman games, especially the best one that used to be, at least before this, Superman Test by Surfos, the developer of Age of Heroes and Iron Man Simulator 2. But you guys can see when we fly in the air, and then when we drop back down, the point where we flew up, the bricks came out of the ground and they're actually the same color. So that's just showing the attention to detail they're actually going to have in this game. And I think that's just from any sort of landing. Like you fall here, you break the ground. When you fly up, you break the ground. So I thought that was just super unique, and we haven't seen a lot of things do that in Roblox. It really just adds another layer of detail to it, and I love it. Now, the really unique part about this flight, which I haven't really seen in many flights on Roblox, is how you go in like a really close, almost not first person, but it's like close third person to your Superman character. Now, we've seen this with like Iron Man and flight characters and Avengers testing, but this is just so unique because then it lets you go upside down, you can go side to side, it lets you go in all different angles. Now, obviously, a reason I didn't like it in Avengers testing is because you can go upside down as Iron Man, and that doesn't make any sense, but for Superman, it makes perfect sense. You're supposed to be able to go upside down because he can fly anyway. Obviously, when you start flying too, it looks amazing. You can go all the way around, do a 360. I mean, the flight system is just insane. It's kind of like its own thing. It's unique. And if you thought that was cool, you can even go supersonic if you press shift, and you're gonna be able to go so fast, especially when you go to space. I'm hoping there's gonna be like a boundary, and once you hit it, you can fly at like light speed. Because you can also, if you go to the sun up here, you can actually get a solar charge, and it makes you just like more powerful in general after it gets to 100. It might make you faster, but I think it just makes you more powerful. But again, I don't know too much about this test. It literally just came out. You guys are not going to be able to play it just because I'm a tester. But like if I press 1, for example, here we go. Look at that. I mean, it's insane. So, obviously, this is just pre-alpha, though, guys. It's going to be coming to DC Universe Reborn. This is just a testing server. But when it does, it's going to be insane. Everyone's going to be able to play it. So I'm super excited for that. And the model's insane. Now, something I really, really want to acknowledge is I actually shouted this out in my Discord. The cape actually moves. Just the attention to detail that the developers are putting into DC Universe Reborn is absolutely insane. I've never seen a cape do that in Roblox. You can see when you fly, it moves as well. There's real physics to it. I mean, it's insane. I love it. And now I know you guys want to know what his attacks are, so I have a list up here because he actually has a good amount of attacks. So we did do solar charge, and pretty much is just stay near the sun until your bar reaches max. Once at max, press a 1 to initiate your solar boost. So I think it just made me a little bit faster. Apparently there's 6 levels of flight. I don't know if we activated all of them, because then we can press shift and then you can press like control to turn it down. So I don't know. We're going to mess around with that. Oh, apparently if you hold control, you can actually boost your speed up. So if I hold control, let's see, because the thing is, if there's more mechanics in your flight, I just think that's super cool. I love when they have like other mechanics besides just flying, because I'm excited to see, you know, how they're gonna like turn this into a game. Because obviously we've seen it's cool to have powers, you can do a lot with it, but it's just role playing right now. I'm interested to see how they're gonna add levels to this, how they're gonna add different abilities and stuff. So I think it's just sick. Now for the abilities, as of now, there's heat vision, freeze breath, thunderclap, grab, x-ray vision, and then super speed. Oh, then ground pound as well, and then you can punch obviously with the click. And again, I don't know if this is gonna be on mobile. Hopefully it is. Hopefully you'll be on Xbox, but again, I don't know too much about that. But if you want to activate super speed, it's pretty simple. You just press shift. It's really, really slow right now, but obviously it's just testing, so they're gonna change everything. If you guys have suggestions for it, for sure put it in the comment section below. But yeah, so the heat vision, you just press R. It's actually really solid. It turns your whole character around. It follows your cursor. There's no delay, and it actually makes a mark on the ground. Like, this is how heat vision should be. It only works when it touches the surface, so that's just really sick. And then you can do that in the sky as well. So there is a little delay in the sky when you do it, but I feel like that's only fair because you are in the sky. So it would be too OP, I guess, but I mean, that's fine. It's not like a crazy delay. And then along with that, there's freeze breath as well. God, I love that landing. But freeze breath, pretty simple. I don't really see this going to be very useful unless you're like very close up to someone. It's not going to do much. I would like to see it where like maybe like, I don't know, if they're going to have interactive physics, maybe you could like stop a building from falling by freezing it, because they already have physics where you hit the ground. And I know everyone wants to see a game where you can fly through buildings and break them, and obviously they'll respawn, but that would just be insane. Everyone wants to see that, but again, there's lag, so you probably couldn't. There also is thunderclap. If you guys hold T, you guys can see here, you just let go. It just kind of blows a bunch of wind in the air. I mean, it's pretty cool. There's no one really in the game right now, so I can't test it out. Maybe there's one person. Maybe we can try to find him, but that's pretty cool as well. And then there's also x-ray vision. Can we? Oh, there he is. You can see him through the wall. Oh, that's sick. Okay, so that was pretty easy to find him. And then, yeah, that was it. Oh, and then ground pound as well. Holding while will have a bigger effect. Okay, ground pound. Look at that animation. Damn. Oh, the cape goes through your legs. Boom. Well, that's so sick. Okay, wait, I want to try it on this guy. What's up, 𝐁𝐔𝐒𝐈𝐋? Alright, here we go. And 3, 2, 1. Oh, the model, the symbol. I love how it's 3D. Damn, that ragdoll. What? Oh my god, that's so sick. Dude, he just went flying. Alright guys, so from here, we're going to transition into interviewing one of the devs for Superman, and he's going to talk about pretty much everything that we can expect to come to the game, similar to our last interview, but we get really in-depth here, so stick around. It's a really great interview, and let's just get into this. I'm wondering, just what's your plan with all this? Because, I mean, this is amazing. How is this going to be implemented into DCUR?
Okay, so what we want to do is kind of have, like, comic accurate representations of each character. You know, of course you need balance because you don't want one person to be OP. So for example, like Superman, he's super powerful, but when we have Batman, he's gonna have like kryptonite weapons. And some of the other Bat family members are gonna have things to counteract, like speedsters and stuff like that, so they can actually keep up with other heroes. So what we want to do is actually have a kind of like a battleground type game, PvP, you know, for the most part. Down the line, we might add RP modes for people who don't want to actually get in a fight. They just want to be their favorite heroes and fly around and stuff. Right now, it's just going to be combat based. Going to have a whole bunch of characters, but for alpha roster is going to be a limited amount of characters. It's going to be essentially just the Justice League. Right now, the most progress we have is on Superman, and we're trying to get a lot more progress on for the rest of those characters. But yeah, that's pretty much just what we have planned for right now. Down the line, there's going to be more and more. We have a lot more stuff planned, but we're taking it one step at a time so we can get the best gameplay and the best, you know, have the most fun as possible, you know, give people the best experience as possible.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's a really cool way to take the game. So if it's going to be all PvP, and we already seen you guys have this massive space system, all these planets, is each planet, instead of finding your abilities, is it going to be like where you go to the planet and you have different battles on each planet as different characters?
So for right now, it's going to be more so there's gonna be different unlocks in different places. We're gonna give you a base roster to start out with. You know, you're not just gonna have one or two characters. You're gonna have about 6 or 7 characters, maybe more. We still haven't decided what the number is for starting, but you're gonna go to different locations to find different characters. And since we have so many, I believe it's gonna be kind of like an Easter egg hunt of like who you're gonna find, who's where. You know, we're gonna have, like, for example, how like Roblox games, when they update, you see it in the title, like update. But however, you're not just going to go in and get that character. You're going to have to find it. You're going to have to work for it. You know, you might have to fight people on the way there. Like, not AIs, but actual players. A player might try and stop you. You know how players are, arcaders, stuff like that.
Yeah, 100%.
So the process is, like I said, like kind of like a Lego game. Rather than, you know, having to solve a puzzle to unlock it, you're just going to have to find it. You know, the universe is going to be so big. The world's going to be so big. It's going to take some time. You're going to have to work for it, but that's going to make it a little more satisfying to get like that hero that you want, you know?
And that's definitely going to make it more of a grind to keep the player playing, keep them engaged.
Exactly.
I love that take on it. Yeah, that's really interesting.
And each moveset is so diverse, it's going to be like worth it to get a new character. Like, even though Batman can't fly or run at super speed, he'll still be fun enough to play as, and you want to be Batman. Right. You know, instead of being Superman, because he'll also be cool in a way.
No,
you know, it'll be different.
If you're gonna play as Batman, let's say you want to main Batman or Robin or Nightwing, are they gonna have like jets that can go to space, or are they gonna be strictly on Earth?
We're planning on giving them vehicles that can go to space. If we have Batman, where he's gonna have the Batwing, of course, so he can fly around and go to space. We're gonna give that, like, you know, interspace, you know, capabilities. We're planning on giving each planet an atmosphere, so, you know, humans and people who can't really breathe in space normally can breathe on there. We're gonna have to stretch the you know, feeling of disbelief just a little bit, just so people can be able to play the way they want to around the universe and stuff.
Right.
The Bat family also is going to be able to probably use those same vehicles, you know, because Batman gives them like access to them, their family, of course. So if they need to go to space, they're going to be able to use it too. Like I said, stretching that belief just a disbelief just a little bit. So yeah, people will be able to go to space and stuff. And there's some characters who don't have vehicles will be able to get to space in other ways, and we'll probably reveal that a little more in the future, because there's a lot of, like, if you think the Superman moveset's crazy, just wait till you see the Speedster moveset. That moveset's nuts.
I'm so hyped. That's gonna be so sick. So with all of this, are you gonna have it balanced, or is it gonna be like if you're Darkseid versus Harley Quinn, Darkseid's gonna kill her in a second?
Okay, so what we have planned right now, and this might not be an alpha, this might be later in maybe beta or full release. Alpha is going to be a little unbalanced, right?
Mhm.
That's not how we want the game to be forever, though.
Right.
We have a plan for tier list of, so we have tiers for defense, we have tiers for flight speed, and we have tiers for running speed. Tiers for defense are like, so they start like this. I believe it's the lowest one would be humans, like Batman and, you know, everybody's human. Green Arrow. I just got the crap knocked out of me. We both did. Green Arrow, Batman. That's gonna be the lowest tier, right? The way that works is they're gonna take like 100% of like the damage of an attack. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, it would be metahumans like Beast Boy, Cyborg. You know, anybody a little stronger, but not too much stronger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And then Speedster is gonna take a little less, and so on and so forth, up to until like you get to OP characters like Doomsday, Darkseid. Even further on, like the Spectre, Perpetua, like these OP characters, like DC Comics characters. So it'll be like, let's say there's 250 health overall, right? And you're playing as Batman. And let's say Superman, like there's a move Superman has that hits you for 5 damage. You're gonna take all 5 of that damage. But as you play as stronger characters, let's say you're playing as Wonder Woman and the move does 5 damage, you might only take 3 damage instead of the whole 5. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the defense will scale depending on what character you're playing. But like I said, this will not be implemented until beta or release. For alpha, it's going to be a little looser, just so people can get a feel of the game. They can get their hands on it and play it.
So is alpha going to be more role-playing intensive?
Alpha's going to be more so getting people's impressions, testing, seeing what people want, what directions they want. We are planning on having a roleplay because we know the roleplay community is big on Roblox.
Yeah.
So we might have we're gonna probably have a mode for that, but we also know people are gonna want to fight each other and do PvP and actually damage each other.
That's what I'm into way more. I'm always going for it. The better like the game, the more you can grind. I'm always into that more.
Literally, like I'm the same way. I love fighting and having combat and like in big open areas with super fast characters or super powerful characters knocking people across the city and stuff. Like I love that stuff. So I definitely prefer. I definitely prefer PvP, but we do want to have a RP mode for those people who prefer RP.
And last time I talked with some other devs like CAD and people like that, we talked about game passes and pay to win. And how you guys don't want to go that route, and you're just gonna have like items that you can buy that you can wear, but won't change your abilities or powers. Right? Do you still plan on going that route?
That is still the plan. That is still definitely the plan. We still definitely want characters to all be unlockable in game. You don't have to pay any money for these characters. The only thing that you might have to pay for is maybe cosmetics at the least, and we're not even still 100% on that. So yeah, you will never. You're taking. You can hear from me now. You're never gonna have to pay for a character.
That's awesome.
And the only time that might break if it's like it'll have to be like a $2,000, like 2,000 Robux, like Dr. Manhattan Game Pass. But we probably won't ever do that because that's just nuts. Because who wants to even script that? Because that's OP. He's so OP.
Yeah.
So yeah, for the most part, you're never ever gonna have to pay for a character. If anything, you're only gonna pay for cosmetics.
Okay, that's really because people have been worrying about that with like Marvel Infinity and stuff, and it's kind of annoying. But I think you guys are doing 200 Robux for the release to play.
I believe 200, maybe to 200. I believe 200 to 150. So around that range. Yeah, no higher than 200.
Just for the alpha though, right? Like when it fully comes out, you're gonna
just for the alpha. For alpha, it's gonna be paid access. Yeah. For beta and release, it will be free to play.
And that makes total sense, 100%. And so yeah, that's awesome. I'm really hyped for this. Everything about this flight, I gotta say, I talked about this earlier in the video. Everyone's already seen that part if they made it this far in the video, but it's probably the best flight I've ever seen on Roblox. Not even kidding, like until now, probably the best we've seen is probably like Superman test from Surfos. But the way you guys have it, where you can change, if you can like go 360s, you can go upside down with this. You can change how fast you go with a moving cape as well. It's all so well done. And I can't wait to see how every character is going to be like this in their own way. And it's just going to be amazing.
Yeah, and that's shout out to the entire development team at Gate Productions. They have like Verst is our scripter. He's great, right? Like we gave him some directions for flight. He took that and ran with it. And it's like, it's awesome. That's insane. I was like, I put the idea down on paper. right? And then shout out to 𝐁𝐔𝐒𝐈𝐋, aka Ethan. He's our community manager, co-owner. He also he had the idea for multiple tiers of flight speed. And, I didn't think of that. He came up with that because for me it was just like a flight boost. And then he was like, okay, let's do this. So Superman is known for flying super fast, right? So let's just give him crazy levels of flight speed, and that's where that comes from. And like I said, just shout out to everybody. Shout out to Bretsky for the 𝐂_physics. Like I said, shout out to Verge. Shout out to, I can't remember who made the model right now, but shout out to you. Shout out to Hydrated for the effects. The effects are great. I love the heat vision effect. And then we didn't even talk about the solar charge yet.
So cool.
Oh man, it's just so good. It's like having a team like this with all these ideas and actually putting it on, making it playable, that's kind of what we're going for, making the best DC superhero experience on Roblox, and actually making it fun and making it accessible.
100%.
Shout out to everybody for that.
Honestly, you guys are insane. I have no idea how you guys have made this so good. Now, I think my biggest question though for the whole entire game is, because we have these powers and you're gonna be able to unlock them, but then once you unlock your character, is it just you have them, or can you level them up so you keep playing as them and you won't get bored as them? Because then if you just have one character, it'll be fun for a bit, but then you can't do anything with them besides kill other players. It's gonna get kind of boring after a while.
Right. So as of right now, we have multiple characters planned for each type of category. So for example, for Kryptonians, it's not just Superman. There's plenty of Kryptonian characters in the DC mythos. Those characters will be playable and unlockable in the future. So if you don't want to play Superman, play as Zod. If you don't want to play as Zod, play as Supergirl. Play as Cyborg Superman, the Eradicator, so on and so forth. And then also on top of that, leveling them up. I feel like we are just gonna when you unlock them, give them out as a package, so you have it all in one fell swoop. Because let's say you have a player who is fully leveled up as Superman and a player who's not. Yeah. And then you have all these moves that you can do, or let's say you got to level up as Batman to get the kryptonite, but a Superman player is trying to kill you right now, but you're not leveled up yet.
Right.
So let's just give him kryptonite, or let's put the kryptonite in the Batcave so he can just go pick it up, and then drive back or do whatever he needs to do. Or Superman follows him now, he'll have the kryptonite or kryptonite armor or something, and Superman will be he'll get messed up, So I want to give the characters as close to the full package as possible, and then have skins and other categories be the incentive to keep going. Because like I said, after the main Justice League is done, when Alpha comes out, after we get into those other characters, those mystical characters and those super powerful cosmic characters and all that stuff, the game is going to open up to crazy levels. It's going to be different. It's what's planned is nuts. I don't think you've ever, it's almost incomprehensible. It's kind of crazy. And shout out to our balancer team too, because they helped us come up with a move set and move list and all that stuff as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy having a balancer team as well. You guys have everything. That's awesome. I think what I'm hearing is you guys want to have it where since there's not going to be a leveling system, you're going to have to master your own character skills. You're going to make them hard to learn almost. You're gonna have it if you choose Superman, you gotta have better aim so you can hit them with your laser vision. If you choose Batman, if you want to shoot your grappling hook, everything's gonna take aim with your mouse or something like that. Getting used to the ability. I'm kind of getting almost Overwatch vibes, where you pick that hero and everyone has the same hero. But if it's your first time playing versus someone that's you've been playing for years, that person who's playing for years is gonna be 10 times stronger than that person, even though they have the same kits.
Just like that. Literally just like that. It's not so much the things you unlock, it's your skill up.
Right.
It's how much you learn, your experience as a player, rather than the experience and things you unlock in the game.
Right.
And we want that, because that for some I've noticed when in game development and stuff, when you actually learn to get better, and you actually get better with your character and get a connection and a bond with your character, that creates a better gameplay experience.
And that's where that's where mains come in. That's where people start playing this game, not just because it's a DC game, because it's a funny game. And that's what's going to separate this game from being on the front page of Roblox or just being for DC fans. If you guys can make it a fun game as well as being a DC game.
Yes, literally just we want it to be fun first and foremost. If you want to jump in, play as Superman, if you want to knock somebody across the city, if you want to potentially knock somebody into space, go up there and fight them in space, then fly to the sun and then fly to Oa. Like we want it to just be open and free. You're having fun first and foremost. You know, it's not, you know, don't take it too serious. There's no rush. You could take your time, you know, and then especially when it gets to other characters like Wonder Woman and the Flash and Green Lantern, like it's gonna go even crazier in different directions.
Right.
You know.
God, I mean, this all sounds amazing. Thank you for taking your time today to telling us about this. Thank you, viewers, for coming out here. This is an awesome video. I did not expect it to get like this in depth. So, I mean, this is sick. I mean, I have not been this hyped for a game in a while. So thank you.
Yeah.
Just thank you.
Yeah. No. Well, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
So with that said, I'm gonna get off the call. But thank you for going out here.
Yeah.
And,
It was good talking to you.
Yeah. All right, later, man.
All right, later.